The studio lights glowed softly over the familiar set of This Morning. The chatter of producers and crew filled the air, but there was a stillness beneath it all, an uneasy quiet that Ruth Langsford couldn't shake. She sat at the desk, shuffling her cue cards, her smile warm yet fragile. Eamonn Holmes, her longtime partner in both life and television, was supposed to join her that morning. He had promised he'd make it in, even if just for a few minutes. But when his seat remained empty, Ruth's heart tightened. The red light on the camera flickered on. "Good morning," she began softly, her voice steady but her eyes glistening. "We've got quite a show ahead, but before we start, there's something personal I'd like to share." A hush fell across the studio. Eamonn had been struggling quietly with his health for some time, a battle he'd faced with courage and humor. Viewers had noticed his occasional absences, the way he leaned on his cane when he did appear, but neither he nor Ruth had spoken openly about how difficult things had become until today. Taking a deep breath, Ruth continued, "As many of you know, Eamonn's been dealing with ongoing health challenges. He's the strongest man I know, but this week has been especially tough." Her voice trembled slightly. "He wanted me to tell you that he's okay, but he needs to take some time to rest and recover." Behind the cameras, the crew grew still. Ruth rarely let her emotions spill over on air, but today she couldn't stop them. Her fingers tightened around her notes, her composure faltering. The screen behind her suddenly lit up with a video message. It was Eamonn, smiling faintly, seated in his favorite armchair at home, a blanket across his knees, and a determined spark still in his eyes. "Morning, everyone," he began, his voice gentle but firm. "I told Eamonn I didn't want her worrying too much, but she never listens, bless her." The audience laughed softly. "I've been advised to slow down a bit, something I'm not very good at, but I'll be back before long. You lot can't get rid of me that easily." Ruth pressed a hand to her mouth, her eyes filling as she watched. "Oh, Eamonn," she whispered under her breath. The message ended with him saying, "Take care of each other, and take care of Ruth for me, will you?" By the time the camera cut back to her, Ruth couldn't hide her tears. She laughed softly through them, brushing one away. "He always has to get the last word, doesn't he?" The segment ended, but the emotion lingered. Social media exploded within minutes, fans sending love, prayers, and memories of Eamonn's wit and kindness. Hashtag #GetWellSoon Eamonn began trending before the show even went off air. Backstage, Ruth sat quietly, holding her phone. A text from Eamonn blinked on the screen. "You did brilliantly, darling. I'm so proud of you." She smiled, tears slipping down her cheeks once more. Not from sorrow, but from love that had weathered decades of laughter, challenges, and now fragility. Later that evening, as the sun set and the house grew still, Ruth called him. "You really got me today," she said softly. Eamonn cuckolded. "I told you not to cry on live television." "I didn't mean to. It's just, I miss you sitting next to me." "I'll be back soon. We've still got mornings to share." And though the world had seen a moment of heartbreak, what lingered far beyond the tears was something stronger, a love that refused to fade, a bond that even illness couldn't weaken, and a quiet reminder that sometimes the bravest thing we can do is let our hearts show.